I would lay down and I would put my head under the faucet and I would shampoo my hair.
Okay.
And so I shimmy up and I'm kind of like slouching, letting the water come through my hair. And all of a sudden I thought, wow, that sounds like the sound of flames. That came into my mind. That sounds like the sound of flames. And then all of a sudden I felt something holding me down. I felt like I was pinned down. And the water started getting hotter and hotter. I wasn't moving the temperature, but it started getting hotter. And then the water started filling up in the tub, and it was beginning to get up to my mouth, up to my nose. I could hear cussing. I could hear gnashing of teeth. I could hear all kinds of evil stuff. And then I heard, nobody loves you. You've always been trash. You've always been thrown away. No, if you died today, no one would care. No one would even miss you. And then I started to see my whole life. Like they say, your whole life flashes before your eyes. I literally started to see everything that I was and that I did. I mean, it was just parading in front of me. And I could see the person I was. And I was like, you're right. I am worth more dead than alive. You're right. I am nothing but trash. And I literally wanted to just surrender to that water. I wanted to drown myself. That's what it was like, holding me down. And I wanted to surrender. And then out of nowhere, I hear that voice again that said that's what I did for you. I heard that voice say, call out to me. Well, I didn't know what that meant. Right. I had no religious upbringing. I had only had that one experience in that church with being baptized and all that. Cry out to me, and I didn't know how to do that. And then I started getting scared because I could feel a battle. I could feel the tug of war. I felt it, going on. And the more that I felt it, the more the hatred and the evil I sensed. And it was scary. I mean, it was like having a murderer there and going to kill you. I felt that threatening. And the second time, call out to me. And I remember even kind of thinking, how? And then the third time, call out to me, because I'm literally slipping away. By this time, the water's going into my throat, into my nose. I'm literally, if I didn't want to drown myself, I'm at the point where I'm going to drown myself because I felt paralyzed. Okay. And so I don't know, I don't remember ever learning the Lord's Prayer. I don't know where I got this, but from the depths of my belly, I started shouting, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Forgive us this day. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And as soon as I said that, deliver us from evil, I saw this, and I'm used to seeing auras, so I see the silhouette of a bright light. And I see it's in the shape of a king. I knew it was a king because he had a crown on his head. He's bent down on one knee like he's proposed, like a man proposing. He's bent down on one knee. He has the crown. And as soon as I saw that, I saw the form of a little girl. Like when I was 9 years old, my dad leaving me, I see this little girl running into his arms. And so as soon as he embraced the little girl, I was set free. I felt the calm return. I felt the paralyzed go away, and I just jumped up. And that was literally my conversion experience. Wow. I felt that God rescued me the attempt made on my life was a spiritual warfare.
Yes.
And
that was the enemy that was coming,
yes.
and that was the friend.
Yes,
It
yes,
was God.
that was the powerful enemy and the powerful friend,
It was God.
and then the powerful book was the Bible.
Wow.
And from that point on, I still had that Bible that they gave me, and I went to that Bible and I just started reading it. I started reading it from Genesis to Revelation, and then I would start over again. I was still living with this guy. This is Monday. And so nobody even had to tell me. By Tuesday, I was like, I can't stay here. I'm living with this guy. And so I packed up my kids. I got some pillowcases. I put their toys and their clothes in their pillowcase. I got my important papers. I got just a few clothes. And that was my house he came to. But most everything that it was decorated was out of the relationships with all the men I had. So I was literally prostituting myself, although I wasn't taking money, but they would buy me things and bring them, and I had expensive, beautiful things. They bought me furniture, they bought me this and that and the other, and so I left everything. I was like, I don't want any of this stuff, and so I left it to Ralph. I gave it all to Ralph, and so I left and I went back to my mom's, and she had a huge fig tree, and I went and I sat under her fig tree. And I said, God, I can't be a Christian. It's like I don't know how to be a Christian, but I love to drink. I love to smoke pot. I had just started doing cocaine, and I loved it. And had God not saved me, I would have been totally addicted to that, because I love that sensation. And so there I am talking to God. I'm just like, I can't be a Christian. I love all what I'm doing. And I don't even want to be a Christian, you know. and I would tell him, so if Satan was going to kill me, can you take me? Because I can't do it.
Wow.
And he was like, I'll be with you. I will never leave you. I didn't even know scripture yet, but I heard him say, I will never leave you. I will never forsake you.
Wow.
And this is the Tuesday afterwards. That sense of God's presence that I felt during this whole, from when I heard him say, that's what I did for you, and what happened in the bathroom, that sense of his presence to this very day, it's been over 40 years, has never left.
Wow.
He's never left me. I've always left. I mean, I've left him. I have not walked away from my faith, but I mean, I backslid, you know. But he's never left me.
Wow.
And he's always that same love, the love that drove me all my life. That feeling of abandonment, that feeling of always having to have the affection of a man, is what I thought was love. That moment that happened in the tub, I literally felt, I mean, I knew I was dead. I knew I was dead in my life, because I had no substance. I had nothing except this gift. But I had no joy, no peace. I was a very sarcastic person. I was very high maintenance. I was, because I was completely dead. I was drained. And so I was using people because I had nothing of my own. And so when God rescued me and took me in his arms, I had never known love like that. And it was so real. I mean, it was substantial. And I have told people, you know how like people say, I don't believe in love, but they see it in other people. Or they say there's no such thing as love, but yet they want it, and they recognize it in other people. That's what God told me. That's how he is. He is love. Love is real. It's just that people don't believe in him. They try to fill their void with sex, drugs, alcohol, and men, which is what I was doing.
Wow.
And so once I had that, I literally felt myself go from death to life. Not only literally, but figuratively. When he embraced me, I'd never known such love.
Wow.
And so it was so real that I didn't want to lose it. This didn't matter anymore. Men didn't matter anymore. This is all that mattered to me. I want to make sure this connection stays real and firm. I didn't ever want to lose that. And so I was like, oh, I got to do whatever I can to keep this going. And so that's been my life, is to live for God, to live for my relationship with him, because he's really the ultimate that matters in my whole life.
Wow.
And he's given me a wonderful new husband. I have excellent children. I'm so proud of them. I'm proud of all my children. I had 5.
Okay.
And one of my sons died. And so I just have the 4 now. I'm proud of all of them. But from my second marriage, all they have known is Christianity.
The kids that you raised.
And my first children, they had all of that unrest and all of this other stuff that has blocked them from they are believers, but they struggle with their faith. But my other 2 children have been raised stable, secure, sound doctrine, a good man, a good godly man. And so they have this exceeding life.
Wow.
My daughter's working on her master's. My son has his heart's desire type job. And he has the most precious wife. They just got married a couple of years ago. And so my life has been so enriched by this exchange with God that I didn't even want.
Wow.
I didn't go after it. He went after me. Because when I took those steps to him, I didn't mean it. I just wanted, what she had.
Yeah.
But he committed himself to me.
Wow.
And from this point on, I've lived with that commitment. And so it's amazing the things, how he has over the years presented himself real to me. I mean, in a marriage, you do things that are very intimate and personal between each other to build your relationship. And that'll say husband and wife, they can look across the room and know what each other's thinking.
Yeah.
That's how my relationship is with the Lord. He'll do things that I know it's from him.
Yeah.
And it's just for me.
There's that intimacy,
Yes,
that
there's
personal
that
connection.
Yes.
So now you have the answer to that question as
Yes.
a kid. How can you know this invisible God?
And it's through Jesus Christ, his son,
Wow.
who died on the cross, rose again, resurrected, so that we can be resurrected with him.
And now you're set free.
Yes, and now I'm set free. Now, I've been set free for over 40 years. My husband, he's an ordained minister, and so our children know of our testimonies. I think this is going to be the first time they've heard a lot of
all the details,
all in depth, and they know of our testimonies, and they know God is real.
Wow.
They have seen the reality of God in our life, and so it's not religion. It's not just Christianity. It's not just faith-based. I mean, they know Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior.
Wow, that's good. It's a personal, intimate relationship, which makes all the difference, because religion cannot save anybody from anything. Wow, that's good.
Yes. So if
transparently.
anyone has a void, it will grow into a chasm over the years, even if you think you're filling it without God. Without God, it doesn't stay a void. It turns into a chasm over the years. So to fill that void means to let God rescue you.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ died for you. Let him save you.
That's good. That's good. That's true fulfillment.
Yes.
Wow.
And he will be there. He will be like a father to them. He'll be like a husband to them. He'll be like a brother. I mean, he just meets every source of our needs. Yeah, show me.
So I know that today there are a lot of people, especially young women, that are super into the occult and witchcraft and horoscopes and numerology and manifesting things, not even realizing that a lot of those things are witchcraft or have a dark presence behind it.
Yes.
So is there more of more that you can share from your personal experience of how, though you thought you were a good witch, the reality of where you were getting that power from?
Yes. I thought it was a gift within me.
Right.
You know, because my mother is Native American, my father is Eskimo, and so I have these two types of people groups in my life that are more natural, you know, into nature.
Right.
And so that on my father's side, more subsistence living. You live off the land,
Yeah.
you fish and you hunt. And my mother's American Indian, you know, all that. And so I thought it was a gift in me. And when I had that encounter in the tub, my understanding was illuminated that it's all demonic. Even something as simple as a horoscope.
Yeah.
Even as something as simple as Halloween. All of that is demonic based. And now, back in the 70s, he was still kind of in the shadows. But now he is like, doesn't even have to hide anymore.
Oh yeah, Satan is present all over the place.
All the movies that are coming out, preparing people for, you know, everything that has degraded over the years. And so I understood that even though I was one of his high priestess and he was using me and leading people astray, he hates us so much that he just wanted to take me out while I was at the pinnacle. I didn't even have to fall to, and you know, like to hit the rock bottom.
Yeah, you were at the top.
I was at the top, and he was going to take me out.
So you were working for Satan and didn't even know it.
I didn't even know it. And when he took that attack on me, and even part of all of that weird stuff was going on where I could hear him. He was like bragging how he had another one, like me.
Like when you were under the water in the bathtub?
Yes, when he was torturing me,
right.
He made it clear that he was behind my gifting. That, oh, puny human, you think that was your gift?
Right.
No, I was using you to lead people astray, and my heart breaks for all the people, because I was very popular and I was doing a lot of meetings, and my heart breaks for all of the people I led astray, and led, because I was an atheist. Even some people with faith-based lives, I talked them out of their faith, literally talked them out of their faith.
Wow.
You know, and so yes, he made it clear that he was using me and he was taking me out. Wow. And there was, nobody could stop him.
But God. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That powerful friend that you didn't even know was your friend.
Yes.
That's
I didn't even, and I mocked him. And so when I started reading my Bible and I got to Isaiah, so you want to be like God? I was humbled to my face on the floor.
Right.
I was like, yes, Lord, that was me. I don't know how many times I repented over that, because I'm so ashamed of that.
Wow.
But it's real. It's right there in the Bible. You want to be like God? That's what, he told Satan. You know,
right.
So you want to be like God? And that applies to all of us who think this witchcraft and all of this is not dangerous or serious, or it could be like, oh, it's fun. It's it's a party, a parlor trick or whatever. No, it's fueled by Satan.
That's real. So now you are the leader of the women's ministry at your church.
Yes.
So do you get to help women that are in places that are similar to where you once were?
I do, but in a different way. I haven't really met anyone who's been into the occult.
Right.
But I have had women who are broken, disillusioned. They have that void and they know it. And so I can help them fill that void so that they don't get so dead, because they're searching. They're going to go after men. They're going to go after drugs. They're going to do things they're ashamed of.
Yes.
Because they're searching for that. Yeah, they're trying to fill that emptiness. So I have had many talks with women and help them to turn to God, who is a source of their hope and joy and peace and all of that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
That's good.
So with the same things that he's used to comfort me, I've been able to comfort others.
Wow.
And we've had some tragic events happen to us. I mean, as Christians, we're not free from society's traumas.
Right.
I have a son who was murdered, and that was a long journey for the Lord to take me through, you know, to have lost my son in that way.
Yeah.
But God was so real and present that he helped me deal with the death of my son. And reminding me that Letty is living his forever life. That's what living with Christ is all about. We live here in this realm, in this world, in this society, but when we die, we have forever, we have eternity with God. And so he's helped me to see that my son is living his forever life now. You know, that he moved from here to there. So, yeah, and so actually I don't fear death. You know, I've had some close calls over my lifetime. And I always keep thinking, I'm ready, Lord, I'm ready. But I'll keep doing everything that I can to please him and maintain that relationship and to share the joy, because he has sustained it. I haven't done anything to sustain it. He has.
Right.
He has sustained it, and he has kept me. And, you know, it's all been him.
That's so good. Well, I appreciate you so much for being so transparent and being so real and coming here all the way from Texas.
Love it. It's amazing how even the story how I'm here with you today.
It was perfect timing.
Perfect timing, and that's how he is. He isn't just an observer of my life. From the very beginning, he's been an active participant in my life.
Yes.
And so anyone who goes through chronic depression, chronic illness, he will be there for them in the way that they need.
Because he's personal.
Yes.
That's good.
And I have had bouts of depression, but he's always sustained me.
That's real.
And I've had mental problems, you know, because I was like, I must be crazy. I went through a hormone imbalance because I had my second set of children. I was older. I was 37 turning 38 when I had my daughter, and I was 39 turning 40 when I had my son.
Wow.
And so I immediately spiraled into premenopause, postmenopause, and for about 10 years maybe 7 years, I was very unhealthy.
Oh, wow.
Very, very menopausal.
Okay.
You know, and he walked me through that. He helped me find the help. He led me to sources.
That's good.
You know, so, you know, even though he's invisible, but he sets things up to where we can get actual help.
Right. Which can't be found in any of the other things that we try to find it in.
And those coincidences that we think just happen, it's usually him setting things up for our benefit.
That's so good.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. It's so, it does my heart good to remember the beginning.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for watching Girlhood, and I'll see you next week. Next week on Girlhood.
You know, this was my lifestyle every day. It was nothing other than being a stripper. You know what I'm saying?
Please remember to subscribe and send this to someone that may be encouraged by it. See you next week.